Hello everybody, how are you? Welcome to our last day of fractions. We are back with all of these shapes, and I'm going to ask you whether the shape can be a fraction, the way it's divided, or if it cannot be a fraction. So if it's yes, it can be a fraction, I want you to jump up as high as you can. If it can't be a fraction, I want you to squat down on the ground, okay? So yes, if it can be a fraction, jump up. If no, it can't be a fraction, I want you to squat down. All right, ready? Can this be a fraction? Nice squat. It can't be. Why can't it? You're right. They're not equal. They're all different sizes, right? And to be a fraction, they have to be equal or the same. Good. All right, what about this one? Can this be a fraction? Ooh, nice jump. Yes, it can. What about this down here? Can that be a fraction? Good jump. You got it. What about this one? Can this be a fraction? Oh, you squatted way down. It can't. Okay, what about this one? Can this be a fraction? Good jump. Yes, it can. And this one? I cannot trick you. Nice squat. It can't be a fraction. All right. So we have been over halves, which means you divide the shape equally into how many pieces? Show me with your fingers. How many fingers? Show me again. 2. Yep, 2 fingers. Not 2 fingers. I didn't divide it into 2 fingers. 2 sections, right? Because that's what the denominator, down denominator tells me how many equal parts there are. There's 2. So that means there's 2 halves. The numerator, the one on top, is the one that we're talking about, right? Usually it's shaded or we color it in. So there's 1 colored in. The numerator is 1, the denominator is 2 because there's 2 equal pieces, equal parts, but only 1 is colored in. Okay. So we have worked with halves, and then on Thursday of last week, we worked with fourths or quarters. Nice job. And there's lots of different ways we could make quarters. That way, you could do it diagonally by making an X. You can make a T as long as they're equal. You could divide it in half that way and then half again. Ooh, this one is not the best. It's close though, right? Do diagonal that way. Does that look equal? It does not look equal. No, Mrs. Kennedy. Good catch. Yep. And then we could just keep going as long as the sections are equal. Okay, so I have a question for you. I have pizza, 2 small pizzas, right? And right now they are cut in what? Cut in half. Very nice job, because there's 2 equal parts and 2 equal parts. Would you rather have a piece of pizza that is half of a pizza, or if I turn this into quarters, would you rather have a piece that is a quarter of a pizza? Okay, if you would rather have half of this pizza, I want you to touch your nose. If you'd rather have a quarter of the pizza, I want you to touch your knees. A lot of nose touching. Okay, so why would you rather have this one? Who said that? Who said the piece is bigger? Nice job. Okay, so then this one is smaller. So how many sections is this half in? How many parts? 2. How many parts are the quarters? 4. So what happens if I break it up into more parts? What happens to the size of the parts? Who said that? Did you say they get smaller? I thought I heard you say that. Yeah, because this only has 2, so they're pretty big. Then if you divide them up into more, they only get smaller. So the more parts there are, the smaller it is. Because watch, let me erase this quarter. Watch what happens. So I divided it into 4 equal parts, and they're smaller than the half. But what if I kept dividing them into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 equal parts? Look at the size of that. That's really small, isn't it? So the more parts you have, the smaller the pieces. Because if you just had one whole, I only have one part. Look how big it is. Would you rather have one whole or 1/8? Definitely, especially if you're hungry, one whole. All right. So what we are going to do today is we are going to work on your packet. There's only one section that has fractions in it, okay? So I want you to make sure you get this. You and I are going to be working on this together. This is like going to be a fraction test, okay? So no help from the parents, right? Making sure I'm going to read through this with you, and we're going to go through, okay? So make sure you have your packet, the fraction paper, and a pencil. Right? I will be right back. Go get your stuff. Hi, everybody. We are back. I'm ready to do our test. So make sure you have your paper. There's 2 sides to it. Make sure you have this because this is your assignment today. And you need something to write with. All right. So I'm going to share my screen. That way you can see me working on this. Ready? Here it is. Okay. So now I want you to write your name on this. That way when you take a picture of it, your teacher knows whose it is. Right, this says X all of the shapes that show 1/2 colored in. So which one of these, there's more than one, show 1/2 colored in? I want you to put an X over it. Right, so go ahead and do that now. We're on number 1. Grown-ups, please don't help. X all of the shapes that show 1/2 colored in. All right, did you get them all? Okay. All right, so now we may not have to use all of these. Show different ways to divide the rectangle into halves. The best you can. How many ways can you divide these rectangles into halves? You can try using all of them. I only know 3 ways. So you need to do at least 3 of them. Okay, so show 3 different ways to divide the rectangle into halves. So I'm just going to cross these out because I only want you to do 3. Show 3, it's a terrible 3, different ways to divide the rectangle into half. There we go, that's a little better, huh? All right, did you divide this one into half? Did you divide this one into half? Do the best you can. All right, divide this one into half. Nice job. All right, so this bottom one. Show different ways to divide the square into fourths. All right, so how are you going to divide this one into fourths? How are you going to divide this one into fourths? How are you going to divide this one into fourths? And what about this one? That might be the tricky one. Show different ways to divide the square into fourths. If you need more time with any of these, pause the video because I'm going to flip it over. Okay, so you need to X the ones that show half colored in. Here, you need to draw into halves, and these squares you need to put into fourths. Remember what makes them fractions. All right, if you are not done, pause it and keep working, and then when you're ready, flip it over. All right, so this looks the same, right? X all of the shapes that show 1/4 colored in. So this time we're looking for fourths or quarters. When you see it, put an X over it. All right, if this shows 1/4 shaded in, does this show a quarter shaded in? If any of these show 1/4 or 1/4 shaded in, put an X over it. All right, next one. Show different ways to divide the rectangle into quarters. How can you divide a rectangle into quarters? All right, and just like last time, we're going to cross those out. Show 3 different ways. Do this one, and this one into quarters. So this quarters. All right, so did you draw this, break this into quarters? Break that into quarters and break this into quarters. All right, if you need more time, pause it. This last one says color 1/2 of the square. So here's a square. Color in half of it or shade it. You can use your pencil. Color in half of the square. And then I want you to color in 1/4 of the circle. So it wants 1/2 of the square. So I want you to do 1/2 of the square and 1/4 of the circle. Okay, if you need more time, pause it. You can always rewind this a little bit and go over the directions again. So on the back, an X, all the shapes that show 1/4 colored in. This one, you need to divide it into quarters. And for this bottom one, it wants you to color in half of the square and 1/4 of the circle. Okay, you need to take a picture of both sides and upload it into your portfolio. All right, tomorrow we are going to start our new videos for Zern. Today you will be getting your login information, and tomorrow I'll show you how to use it. Okay, I look forward to seeing you then. Don't forget, take pictures of this. This is a test. So make sure your name is on it. Both take a picture of both sides and upload it to your teacher. Have a great afternoon. Bye.